Hi, this is Yvette Scipio reporting to you once again about the Megalodon. Now, this is going to be part two. Yesterday, I talked about part one, where I just briefly, gave you a little bit about the Megalodon and whether it existed or not. Okay, I actually watched the Discovery Channel Shark Week, and this shark is amazing. Okay, let me just describe to you, first of all, what this shark looks like. It is, it has 6 rows of teeth. The 6 rows of teeth have 46 teeth in it each. It is about 80 tons in size, about 100 feet. It's like the size of a jumbo jet. This is, like I said, massive. Okay, when you look at it from underneath, the underneath of it is light, the top of it is dark. So when you're looking up, you're into the sun, it's camouflaged. You really can't see it that well. When you're looking down, like if you're on a boat and you're looking down, because the back of it is dark, it's still camouflaged. It's like the perfect predator. Whenever they were showing this thing, all of the marine life would just disappear whenever this thing showed up. They were able to track in Mexico. They had a 50-foot, I'm sorry, I'm lying. They had a 60-foot whale that they spotted over in Mexico. And in Indonesia, they had a 75-foot whale. Okay, a normal whale is about 23 feet. They had this one male that they were tracking in the beginning of the show called a submarine. The submarine was 30 feet, and that was supposed to be massive for the size of a shark. So imagine what 60, 70 feet looks like. And this thing back when it was supposed to be extinct 2 million years ago, it was up to 100 feet. Okay, so basically we're dealing with like the baby Megalodon right now. Whatever the case is, I don't want to be anywhere near it, okay? It's believed that the Megalodon would attack whales while the great white sharks attack seals. There was this whale. They had footage of this whale that was on the coast. Its complete bottom was gone. It, like, the guts was spilled out on the beach and everything. They said that they were able to determine that just in one swipe, one bite is what took off the tail of a humpback whale. What could do that? Not a normal shark, of course. So, I mean, this is like I said, very fascinating. So if there is existence of the Megalodon, why all of a sudden now, are we starting to see that there's evidence or whatnot? Well, you have to think about all that's been happening. We've had things like Sandy, Katrina, we've had the tsunamis. All of these things have disturbed the marine life, and you now have marine life migrating to places where they never did before. So it only makes sense that now all of a sudden you have this Megalodon showing up. Now, of course, when you have extraordinary theories, you have to have extraordinary evidence. So these people are now, these scientists that are on Discovery Channel are now in search to prove that there is a Megalodon that still exists today. From the evidence that I saw, I'm a believer. I am a believer. Like I said, I'm very, very big on the Discovery Channel, so it was fascinating. So anyway, the scientists are now trying to prove that there actually is existence of this Megalodon. So these people are going to hunt this monster shark, okay? Crazy, but I'm glad that it's not me. They're going to hunt this giant shark. So what they do is, in order to go hunting, they go to Hut Bay. Now, this is where another boat was attacked, no survivors, completely obliterated, believed to be by the Megalodon. They go to this area. They take 55 tons of chum. Chum is this whole mixture of stuff that really attracts sharks. They put 55 tons of this into the water. And because it would take so long to put 55 tons, as you could imagine, into the water, they have this power gun, which is doing power chumming into the water to get this out. It spans a 10-mile radius. Now, they already know that once they do this, they're going to have a shark feeding frenzy, which, of course, it happens. So they're really, really excited now because all of these sharks are in the area. All of this activity is going on. And so two of the scientists decide that they're now going to jump into a shark cage and go down into the water with all of these sharks around because they want to tag it. I don't know why they felt as though they needed to tag, a normal size shark, but they did. Maybe they wanted to see if their equipment was working or not. I don't know. So they go down. They are able to tag a shark. After they tag the shark, they get out the water. About an hour later, they're really upset because there is no sign of the Megalodon in which they're actually hunting. So they're still continuing to be around. Now, did I also say that it is now dark? So it's dark. You're surrounded by all these sharks. You're surrounded by 55,000 tons of chum and all of this. Oh, and I forgot to tell you about the humpback whale that they made as a decoy. So they had somebody build this whale. Wet, it was 1 ton. I'm sorry, dry, it was 1 ton. Wet, it was 4 tons. So they also had this decoy whale in the boat along with the chum to try and attract the Megalodon. Then they started sending out, they have a whale that is giving out distress signals. They have the sound of a whale that's in distress. So they start that up. So they have all of these factors going on. Still, no sight of Megalodon. Then all of a sudden, one of the scientists realizes that all of the sharks have disappeared. While all the sharks have disappeared, the scientists now think that it is time for these scientists to jump back into the cage and get back into the water. Now, when they have described the size of this Megalodon, even when they have seen like pictures of where the fins were on this thing and how far apart they were able to see that they were able to get one that was like 72 feet long. They decide to go out in this itty bitty boat to track the Megalodon and get into this itty bitty cage. They're supposed to withstand the bites of a normal sized shark, not a monster sized shark, but they do this anyway. I'd say they're crazy, but they do this anyway. So they get down there. All of a sudden, the whale, the decoy whale that they have, is shoved into the boat. The boat is like trembling. The cage that's down in the water that they're in is trembling. One of the scientists, it was 2 scientists that were in the cage. One was a male, one was a female. The male is filming this, and so he's able to get something. The female, she is the one that is tagging the shark. Well, all of a sudden, the cage is, after the decoy whale is pushed into the boat, and the cage is rattled and everything, the cage is now going. The rest of the scientists on the boat are looking for their fellow scientists that they basically put in the water with this Megalodon or whatever type of a monster might be down there. The cage is going. And it takes some time of them searching before, thank goodness, both of the scientists do appear again. They're able to get them safely on the boat. Now, it takes about, once you tag a shark, it takes about 3 to 10 minutes in order before the tag starts to work, the sonar starts to go off or whatever. So while they're getting their fellow scientists back on the boat, all of a sudden the captain yells, "We have a signal." So all of the scientists, they go up and they start looking. This, whatever it was, starts descending into the deep ocean. They're amazed because this thing is going 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Nothing that they have ever, and it was going so fast. It was not acting like a normal shark. You could tell from the size that was when the camera and everything that happened, it was not a normal shark, okay? This thing, the sonar that they have on this fish that they tag, the sonar only goes to about 6,000 feet deep. We as humans can't go down as deep. We don't even know really was at the bottom of the seabed because we've never been able to reach it. It's just our submarines can't even go down that far. So the sonar can only go down 6,000 feet. The last recording that they have of this sonar is 6,522 feet. Then they lose the signal and they never get the signal back. So we're left with the question once again, what do you think? If you checked out Discovery Channel and you were able to see this fascinating documentary about the Megalodon, do you believe that the Megalodon exists? My personal thoughts, I'm a believer. I am definitely a believer. There's they had evidence of the giant squid, which they didn't know existed. And all of a sudden, they found one. The pygmy white whale, which was actually, now this is fascinating too. The pygmy white whale was actually a food source for the Megalodon. But they thought that the pygmy white whale became extinct 2 million years ago, around the same time as the Megalodon. Well, people, they just found one. I forget how many years ago that they said that they found this pygmy white whale, but they just found one within the past few years. So if that's around, I mean, I could deduce that the Megalodon is still around. There's just too much evidence of it for it not to exist for me. What about for you? Please comment. I believe that this is a very, very exciting topic. I would love to be able to comment with each of you, whoever has, a comment about this. And let's see, how far we can get this conversation going. I think it's very fascinating, but let's see what you think of it. Let's see if you're a believer or if you're still skeptical. You don't think that it exists. Be sure to either inbox me on Facebook. You can make a comment on YouTube. Wherever I post this video, just be sure to make a comment. Let's get this conversation going. My name is Yvette Scipio, and I'm really, really looking forward to interaction with you. You have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.